What's going on, gamers? Man's out here. Today I'm going to be giving you a fucking trip report. Yeah, basically I took 3 grams of mushrooms one day, and then the next consecutive day afterwards I took 5 grams of Liberty Cap psilocybin mushrooms. And when man did that, some boundaries got dissolved. So let's get into it quick time. I won't be able to recall every single detail because it was a long time ago, and I do have a length trip report that I may release eventually, but I never released it because nothing I said in the trip report was useful, because the profundity of the trip report almost made me incapable of being, it was not good. That was probably some of the peak of my insanity, and that's the thing, is awakening. Well, basically, originally I was going to make a video talking about awakenings, and this was one of the first psychedelic awakenings of mega profundity that I ever experienced. But regardless if you want to call it an awakening or not, this is what happened to me. And if you want to call it delusion or not, this is what I believed, and this is what, and you got to understand the power of these substances, bro. So the first day anyway, I took 3 grams of mushrooms. This day was not as profound. What do I remember exactly from this trip? The main thing is something I've been meaning to say for a while, is my reality. When I was laying in bed and I was watching actualized.org, the ultimate explanation of reality, which is a very bizarre video. And I followed it when he was saying that my whole life was imaginary, and for the first time I felt like some weird physical shift when he said that. And I was like, because I followed what he said and it made bare sense, and then he dropped the bomb of what this ultimately implies is that your life is a construction, a mental construction. And I followed it for the first time and I thought, wow, that's really mad. So I don't know what that was. But then the cool thing that happened was that my reality began to dip under in every dimension. It was very bizarre. So it's like you just sat here, yeah. I was laid in bed in the dark listening to this video for the most part, but not the whole time. But what would happen is, like, it felt like a reverse hiccup, but you go under. I don't know what you mean by go under. It's like you go under the sheets of reality. It's not really. It's like every dimension, time, space, everything. It's like you go, like you go down, but it's like you get pushed back, and it's like you just went to sleep and woke up instantly. It's not like you fall back when you wake up in your dreams. It's not like that. It's like, I don't know, but it kept happening, right? And everything kept dipping, and there was this noticeable pulse in my whole being, and it was going down almost. And it was very bizarre. And one time, so it kept doing it every 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so. And it wasn't like very consistent, like it happened like maybe 5-7 times. But then one time it done it very fucking powerfully, and it was scary as fuck, because it literally shook like my whole being. And it's like, yeah, you literally go under the fucking, it's like you just slip and lose control for a second, but you come back instantly. And it's like, oh, it was fucked. And then when it happened that big time, it didn't really happen again. Anyway, the next day I took 5 grams, and if I ever release the trip report to this, the live trip report, then I will let you know. But I was rambling so incoherently, and it was literally just fucking insanity. And that is why I haven't released it, because nothing I said was really of value. It just made me look like a schizophrenic, and it was fucking insane. So I went out, I took the 5 grams. The nausea was so fucking intense because I had eaten like the largest load of shit in the history. Not shit food, just loads of food. And I was fucked because I was overeating at the time. And this was before the depression kicked in big time. I don't know if this was related, but I got major like depression sort of shit after for months. That was pretty fucking bad. But the nausea was very bad. I was trying to walk it off outside, and then I fucking got in. I ran a bath and the sun was setting. Oh yeah, I forgot about this shit. Yeah. Oh, I'm such a retard. How the fuck do I get rid of this? Sorry, for fuck's sake. No, I don't know what this shit is, man. Fuck's sake, what the fuck? That is so annoying. Where's the fucking eraser then? I can't be that retarded. Like, what is this? Bro. Fuck's sake. Please just leave it. Stop being annoying. Sorry. So I ran a bath and I had like a weird fucking nausea bath and it was very intense. It was like I ate fucking basically eat on an empty stomach. Leave about 4 hours after you've eaten to ingest psilocybin mushrooms, otherwise there's seemingly a higher potential for nausea. And it's not nice. When you really get a fucking high physical nausea, it's like you can't do nothing about it. And it's fucking... And when you're coming up on the psychedelics, there's often a period when you eat psilocybin mushrooms of about an hour where you just have to hold on for dear life. And then when you get over the physical... Because it's quite a lot to ingest, like 5 grams. Fuck me, that's a lot. And 7 grams. You get to a point where the actual physical handful of the mushrooms just gets so absurd that it almost seems like the actual dose of it, because it tastes like shit, and to eat like a whole plate of that is a body load, and that'll fuck you up in itself, even if it didn't do nothing here. All right. So anyway, let's get to the actual fucking experience, for fuck's sake. Sorry for being a long guy. I took 5 grams and I was sat there looking at my phone, as you do, and the boundary, basically, I was recording a video on my phone as I was tripping. I was already gassed because I started watching Cole Hastings, like a personal development channel, while I was tripping, and for some reason I thought it was like the best thing in the history of the world. And that fueled me just feeling gassed about life and everything. And then as I was recording and talking about my experience on the mushrooms, my breath started synchronizing with my phone's visuals, where it almost started breathing with me. The environment like started breathing with me, kind of, in a weird... It's hard to explain, man. And I was looking at the fruit bowl, and I was looking at the fruit. I was like, holy shit. No, I realized there's no words for it. Basically, the boundary between me and the external world dissolved. There was no self. It was like an immortal realm. If you seem to feel like you realized the immortality. You're basically just fucking flipping the fuck out, walking up and down the house or on the floor, just going, nah. I was staring at the ceiling thinking I'm never going to be able to sleep, like, ever. Because it's like, it was like such a massive stillness of the present moment sort of shit, and it's like you can't get away from it. Because if you're that loaded, you can't do anything. Phones don't work. And your whole visual field and everything gets recontextualized. And your senses is... I don't know, it's a bit mad, I can't lie.